Mic is working. All right, all right. All right. Hello, 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 hello. Yet again. Hello. Hi. Hello, hello. All right. Welcome, 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 welcome to the stream. It is I, your armored fighter, VTuber, Ryu Shinden, salaryman by day, armored fighter by night, and or VTuber whenever my work schedules allow me. And welcome, 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 welcome to the stream. And actually it's been a while. Definitely been a while. We got our Christmas vacation. We had our Christmas vacation, and we just got back, and now we are streaming again. At least the last stream, the final stream for the year. That's the finest stream for the year, not final stream, but the final stream for the year 2022, and we'll be talking a lot of things today. And I mean a lot of things. Some catching up to do, some discussions, answering some questions as well. Because we'll be doing some sort of a retrospective of the last year, as well as setting up goals for the next year. Not resolutions, but goals and plans for the next year. Because believe it or not, I am not a believer of resolutions, New Year resolutions. I believe that if you wanted to change something about yourself, you can actually do it at any time. What we're gonna be doing instead is resolution. I'm sorry, uh, plans and goals that we can set for the year that I would personally would like to fulfill for the next year, both as a streamer, as a VTuber, and also personally as well. And also, I'll be also reading up yours if you wanted to share some of your dreams, some of your goals that you wanted to complete for the next year. Hopefully, well, not really. Hopefully, you can do it. You can do it. You can definitely do it. But you can go ahead and share yours as well in the chat, so we can read, and hopefully, you know, it serves as an affirmation for us to actually work hard on getting those goals met, especially with flying colors. Hopefully, it has been a while, so my talking stuff is a little bit scuffed. It's been a while since I streamed, and I'm basically I'm basically a little bit underprepared, honestly. But no worries, I'm okay. I'm okay. So I was supposed to be streaming tomorrow, though. Here's the thing, though. I was actually supposed to stream tomorrow, actually, instead of today. But I figured, well, I realized that I actually have a lot of things to do for tomorrow. So that's why I decided to stream today instead, and move the schedules. And speaking of schedules, I already discussed it on the last stream. It's something that I may not strictly adhere, especially for the next year, because I kind of realized that the more that I follow a schedule, the more that I get pressured into doing things, which is something that I am not really into, especially with streaming. So that's why I am not, at least in the meantime, following any particular schedules in the meantime. I will try to stay consistent though with my streaming times. But most of the time, I will be streaming if I feel that I wanted to stream, or I am my mind and body is both at 100% condition. But anyway, I was supposed to stream tomorrow as per normal schedule. But I basically moved the stream today because I realized that I have a lot of things to do tomorrow, especially a day before Christmas Eve. I'm sorry, New Year's Eve. A day before the New Year's here, where I am. A day before, will be a very busy day, especially on New Year's Eve on the 31st, because that time is like super busy. I will be super busy. I actually still have work on New Year's Eve, so I do still have to work, and after that, I'll have to do a lot of engagements, a lot of like, preparing for the New Year's Eve and whatnot. So that's why I'm gonna be super busy. So that's why I scheduled most of my errands on the 30th, which is tomorrow, where I normally stream. Uh, that is why I scheduled the stream today instead, because I'll be doing also a lot of things tomorrow, things that I won't be able to do definitely on the 31st. So that is why we're streaming today. And that is also why I mentioned that this will be the last stream, the final stream for the year, because I will definitely be streaming on the next year, definitely on January, which is something that we also need to talk about later. But anyway, how are you guys? How are you guys? How are you? How's Christmas actually? How's Christmas? Is it banging? Is it peaceful, chill, relax? Lots of parties? What did you eat in Christmas? What did you not eat in Christmas? But that you wish that you should have eaten in Christmas? Share it in the chat. Share it in the chat. But if not, that's perfectly fine. If you just wanted to chill, if you just wanted to, relax after a hectic Christmas season, for some of you, you can go ahead and relax. You can just chill, keep me on the background. I don't mind. There's something that I actually wanted to talk today, because one of the things that I wanted to talk today, because that's one of the things that I noticed in the past few days. I came across something that is an interesting take about lurkers and stuff. An interesting take about some streamers and how they treat their lurkers, as they call it. If you don't know, lurkers are those ones that doesn't really chat, but just watch the stream in the background, but they don't really engage with the streamer or other viewers to chat. Those are called lurkers. And apparently, I saw a tweet of someone, I should say, devaluing those lurkers, and treating them as as people that doesn't give value on stream, so as they say. And I would vehemently, as per the reactions of most people, including me, I would vehemently and completely disagree with that. That is a very uninformed take, and even I find it wrong. Even I find it incorrect, that that particular take, and it's very interesting. So that's why I wanted to talk a little bit about it later. But anyway, if you don't want to chat, that's perfectly fine. If you just wanted to chill, relax, and put me in the background or voice in the background, it's perfectly fine. I do appreciate nonetheless you dropping by and checking out the stream. And for those of you who wanted to chat, go ahead and post it in the chat. I will definitely be able to read it. You can share your stuff. Share anything that happened over the course of the Christmas season, any interesting things. You can also correct me in my mistakes because I will be doing a lot of mistakes on stream like I usually do. Or just generally, just speak out your mind. So anyway, what we will be doing today is quite several things. First off, is I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna be doing a goal setting for this year, or a plan for this year that I wanted to achieve for the next year. Uh, I will be listing down some of the things that I wanted to achieve for this year, for the next coming year, and hopefully I will be able to accomplish them. Hopefully before the next year ends. Hopefully we have a whole year. We have 365 days to fulfill these goals and plans, and hopefully I will be able to complete them. And not only my plans, but you can also share yours as well on the stream if you wanted to. If you wanted to, that is, I won't force you. If you wanted to keep it a secret for yourself, that's perfectly fine as well. But me, I will be listing them down, um, because it kind of serves as an affirmation for me, to put it in record, to put a little bit of accountability in it, that I will be at least trying to do my best to complete most of the goals that I will be setting for the next year. And for that, also, along with that, we can also read yours if you have like any goals or any plans or dreams that you wanted to achieve for the next year. Because again, I don't believe in resolutions. Um, I'm the kind of person that if that believes that if you wanted to change something for yourself, you don't need a resolution. You can do it at any time. But plans, though, is something that you can plan to start at the start of the year. For formality's sake, and you have a set goal of the end of the next year, to hopefully achieve them. That is why we are listing them down. Also, as I mentioned on the tweets that I sent, again, I do have a Twitter, so you can see it on the chat. I do have a Twitter account, so if you want it, you can always follow my Twitter. That's twitter.com/ryushinden. Um, Actually, there was this interesting thing that one of my friends on Discord told me about. Is for some reason he's not getting any notifications, either I think on Twitch whenever I go live for some reason. And I said, maybe you have to turn off and turn on your notifications, because sometimes Twitch would do that. It won't give you like a notification sometimes for certain streams. I did see threads, support tickets, going towards Twitch support about that issue of people not getting notifications when the streamers that they follow actually go live. And he mentioned the same problem. Apparently, for some reason, he doesn't get a notification whenever I stream. And I said, that's weird. So that's why I mentioned to them that if the issue still persists, the best way to actually know when I will be streaming and when I am streaming is on Twitter. Most of the time, I will post an update on Twitter whenever I stream, with no fail, basically. So that's why I I advised them to follow my Twitter account, not because I wanted to get more followers on Twitter, which, well, honestly, it would be nice, but that's not the main reason why I keep on promoting my Twitter account. It's mostly because the most viable way or the most surefire way to know whatever I'm doing, especially before I stream or even after I stream, I post tweets, is through Twitter. That's the most effective way of knowing whenever I stream. And that's what I told them. So if you haven't, you can go ahead and follow my Twitter. Just I frequently post it in the chat, if as you can see. Uh, Go ahead and follow, so you'll be definitely notified whenever I stream. So anyway, speaking of Twitter, I did also post on my Twitter, my telonym account, which is what is it again? uh, telonym telonym.me/Ryushin. Then let me see if I can copy and paste it on chat. There you go. So that's my telonym. Telonym is basically a website where people can send anonymous questions to somebody, and that somebody is me. I do have a telonym account. I set up that recently, although I actually had some issues recently wherein my answers are not being posted as tweets. But apparently, you have to have the app for that, which is something that I will be setting up later. But anyway, in the meantime, I haven't been answering the questions that has been sent to me on my telonym account. Because of that issue, and I thought, why it will be a good idea actually. Well, it wouldn't be a good idea actually to answer these same questions on stream instead. You know, give my longer, more detailed answer to some of these questions, and you get to know about more about me a little bit better. Because I will be the one answering the questions myself on stream. So this is basically an impromptu ask me anything. Basically, ask me anything about anything. Well, not really anything, but you know, questions that I can answer that wouldn't get me banned on stream, at least. At least. So we're gonna be doing that later, and also later, we are gonna be, if we still have some time, I'm gonna be playing a game which is Super Mecha Champions, a game that I started playing recently, and let's see if we can play it on stream. It's basically a battle royale game with mecha, with robots. Not just with robots, but the pilots themselves. You can also play them, but the pilots can actually summon giant robots to fight with them as well. And it's a game that I've been playing recently with some friends. So it is possible that someone else might join us a little bit later. It is possible. Not really sure if they're still around. But we might have someone join later. But anyway, if they're not around, that's perfectly fine as well. I can just play solos. And we're gonna get in some few matches if we have some time. If we still have some time. But primarily, what we're gonna be doing here is answer some questions, setting some goals, and also listening to your goals and dreams. and any like a little bit of an introspective from the last year, just a little bit. So anyway, as I was asking earlier, if you wanted to share anything about your Christmas vacation or well the rest of your the previous week, really anything that anything interesting that happened to you over the week, you can go ahead and share it in the chat. And oh, I just noticed. If you see up top that thingy right there, it seems like that we have reached 45 followers on stream. 45 followers. And as a matter of fact, I wanted to shout out TFX Edit 67. Thank you so much for following. Thank you so much. They followed on the pre-stream, so I wasn't able to shout them out. But again, thank you so much for the follow and welcome to the stream. And speaking of followers, we are now at 45 followers. 5 more followers before we reach our goal of 50 followers. So we need only 5 more followers to follow, to give a follow, so we can reach the goal, which is a very, very good sign. Although personally speaking, I don't really wanted to count my followers because I don't really mind the number of followers that I get. I don't really mind it, but it's a good thing to celebrate once we reach a milestone. That's the thing. So that's why we still set a goal of 50 followers here, and we're only 5 away. So that's great. So anyway, let's go ahead and start. So just give me one quick moment while I set up some things. Let me see if I can pull up something here. Okay. Gonna be doing our typical background music. Well, our other typical background music. Just give me one moment here. Let me turn on. Okay, let me turn on the capture as well. Okay, gonna play. Okay, so here's what we're going to do first. We're gonna be going ahead and do a little bit of a like a little bit of a retrospective from the last year, um, and do some reflection on the last year, at least on my end. Um, Honestly though, I don't really have I don't really have like enough of events that happened last year that I would say that are very significant. Um, Especially in terms of streaming, because As you might know already, I just started streaming in August, or technically September. That's the first time that I streamed ever. Um, so it's almost half a year, almost. Well, less than half of a year since I started streaming. And in terms of like moments of streaming that I can look back from this year, we haven't really we haven't I haven't really been able to list like very significant moments, because I had been only started. I had already I had only been starting streaming since September, so that's why I don't really have like very big events that I can like consider as like a very big significant moment on my streaming career. But with that being said, though, every stream that I had since I started streaming are streams that are very. It's a very big learning experience for me. I believe I feel like every time that I stream, I learn something new, and that is what I love about streaming. Is the fact that every time that I do it, I just learn something new. I just learn something that I either need to remember or I need to improve, or something that I love about streaming. And honestly, I would admit there are some things that I don't I'm not really into whenever I stream. Things that are not so good, but not really super bad either. Um, an aspect of streaming that I was not really into, or I feel that this is not so good. But most of them are like very interesting. Most of the streams that I did are definitely streams that I picked something as a learning lesson, like a lesson that I needed to remember and needed to improve and flourish every single time that I stream. So every time that I stream is a learning experience for me, and that's what stood out as a memorable thing for me since I started streaming last September. So every time that I stream, I learn something new. Mostly because I screw up something, and that is why I learn it. Because I'm the type of person that mostly only learns or is able to learn through mistakes. I am a very like what you call it. I'm a very kinesthetical learner, if that's the correct term. I don't know if that's the correct term, but I'm very hands-on when it comes to learning. I'm the type of person that can only learn through mistakes, because that helps me remember it more. That helps me uh, learn more effectively. Keep the information uh, in my head more effectively than just learning it through a classroom or whatnot. Maybe that's the reason why. I don't know. Um, I, I think I haven't really said this thing before, but I was kind of a dropout. I was a dropout at school. It's partly because it's not like the whole reason, but one of the major parts, or one of the major reasons why I dropped out of school, it's not because of my grades. I have very good grades. It's just that I slowly realized that the classroom setting is not for me. I am the kind of person that learns through doing, learns through doing a thing. I need to do the thing first. I need to be able to like get a hands on the thing first before I actually learn it, you know. And I actually needed to make mistakes before I can really learn something and have it, stick to my head for longer, stick in my brain for longer, because I will be remembering more the mistakes that I made and the things that I should do to correct it. And after that, I will be able to remember the correct way of doing it because I made a mistake. So I am quite aware that some people actually learns things through like lectures and whatnot, and that's the way that they learn more effectively. But there are people like me. I'm sure there are people that like me that are effective learners when they do the thing, when they do the action or the task or the lesson themselves. So that is why when I started VTubing and started streaming in general, I did research a lot, and I mean a lot about streaming, about VTubing, and whatnot. I did research a lot of it, a heck of a lot of it, even before I decided to stream. Um, but I know for myself that the only real way that I can actually learn effectively as possible, is through doing the thing, you know. So that's why I started streaming. That's why I decided I'm just gonna go and stream and see what happens, and see what I can learn through that. And interestingly, every time that I stream, it's me learning something, that oh, I can do this or I can do that, or oh, I made a mistake about this, I made a mistake about that. Like for example, audio levels and muting my mic, I will only be able to realize it if I watch the VODs and whatnot. But there are things that will happen that make things that makes the stream scuffed and whatnot, that I have to fix behind the scenes, after the stream and whatnot, or whenever I'm streaming. Those things I learn them more effectively whenever I stream, or and not whenever I research it or ask people about it. Researching and asking for advice is a part of my learning process, but the biggest part of my learning process is to actually do the thing. So that's why every time that I stream, I learn something new. I learn something that I should do or I shouldn't do every time. So that's why I really love streaming. I really love it for the fact that I learn something every single time. And I know that it will be a very, 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 very long time before I perfect everything, because believe me, I am also a perfectionist. I definitely uh, I definitely have like very frequent tendencies of like repeating things or starting over things if I think that they're not up to my tastes, changing up things and whatnot. So that's why there are only a few things that I can finish, uh, and I have a very long like work routine, a very tedious work routine, because I keep on changing and changing, because for some reason I kept not being satisfied. Uh, that is also something that I need to learn, to just do the thing and be done with it. You know, do not change it. Do not try to perfect it. So it will be a really, 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 really long time before I learn everything about this streaming, VTubing in general. But we'll get there. Hopefully, we can get there as soon as possible, or as soon as I can. I'm trying my best. But again, going back to streaming, that is something that I really love about streaming. Is I get to learn something new with whatever I'm doing. So anyway, um, again, besides that, since I've only been streaming since September, I don't really have like major events that I can call as like significant memories when it comes to my streaming career. I guess one of the achievements that we had is like completing our first game, which is Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which we did last month for Halloween. There's that. But I believe that from the time that I started streaming, there isn't really much enough time to make significant, moments in my streaming career, in our streaming journey. Me as a VTuber, uh, it's not really enough time because I started kind of later this year, kind of towards the fourth quarter of this year. So we haven't really got so much time in terms of like making major events, which is something that I actually really wanted to do. Hopefully by the next year, hopefully, is to make like a major event or activity that I will be promoting. I'll be hyping up. You know, something very unique and different for the stream for people to enjoy. Whether you're a follower or not, something that I can organize and whatnot, work behind the scenes. I'm working on a few, but they are literally on like brainstorming stages. I do have a few ideas. Unfortunately, I cannot really tell them. Just to not spoil the fun. Um, and also, they're not like really concrete ideas. They're just like ideas floating in my head. I haven't really even written them. But I do have some plans. I do have some stuff that I think that it will be cool to do on stream. But they are just ideas for now. They're not something concrete. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not working on them. And that is something that hopefully we can like achieve for the next years for one of these ideas that I am thinking of to be come into fruition. And hopefully we can get that by next year. But for this year, I think the most significant memory for me for this year is when I started like decided to actually stream and just do this thing. Uh, I've seen a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people that are interested on being a VTuber. Uh, that I noticed that are very, apprehensive, or or kept on asking, what should I do? What should I do? How do I start? How do I start? How do I start being a VTuber? How do I start being a streamer and whatnot? You know, how do I start it? Blah blah blah. And I always wanted to say to people that are interested on being a VTuber but cannot, start out for some reason, is stop asking that question and just start doing it. I know it's like very straightforward and a little bit mean sounding when you think about it, of just telling people just go ahead and start. Just start it. Just do it. I know it's like something that is quite harsh to hear, depending on the person. Um, but I still believe that all you really need to do is just start. Just really start. That's all that you can do, because that exactly is the thing that I did, is just starting. Because you'll never know. You'll never experience, and you'll never you'll never learn anything if you don't start. For some reason, I see a lot of people asking that same question. I see a lot of people that are interested with VTubing ask that same question. How do I start? And it's something that is really easy to answer. It's just start. As long as you have like internet connection, as long as you have OBS, a mic, a webcam. You don't really need a webcam. In the meantime, you can just go with faceless, or like what I do right now. Just go for PNG in the meantime, and just start. That's that's really a surefire way to do it. It's just start. And I know some people would say like, well, you don't understand the apprehension of these people, because you don't feel their anxiety. You don't feel how they are scared on starting. And I say that's exactly why you need to start, is to calm those nerves, because once you do it, believe me, you'll just realize that you're just doing it, and you'll realize that it's not so bad. It's not so bad. And that's also actually only a surefire, the only surefire way to know if streaming, entertaining people, or VTubing is for you, because not everyone can start being a VTuber, but not everyone will be into VTubing. Not everyone will be into like entertaining people, bringing content to people for people to watch and enjoy, something like that. Not everyone can do it. Not everyone is a great gamer. That even if you don't speak, even if you don't really show your face on camera, even if you even don't, if you don't have like a VTuber avatar, and just have the game, there could be like what 1,000 or 2,000 people that will still watch you because you're very good at the game. But the problem is not everyone is that. Another problem is not everyone can actually, you know, be entertaining at least from the start, at least right from the start. And also, sadly, not everyone will be into this kind of like hobby or even a profession. Because let's face it, some people already made this as a profession. Even if they say that they're just doing this just for fun, um, because of like several factors, they made it into literally their profession already, or their career already. That they have to rely to, for sustaining their lifestyle or sustaining basic needs. There are people like that, but not everyone will be that. So that's why it's really important for you to start, which is something that I learned over the course of like, from the time that I started YouTubing, from the time that I started or decided to stream my very first stream. uh that's what I actually learned, is you really have to start. If you wanted to do it, just go for it and see what will happen. And that's perfectly fine if you're not into it. That's perfectly fine. Nobody would fault you to that. Nobody would blame you for not liking streaming or VTubing yourself, or whatnot. That's perfectly fine. It's not really for everyone. It's not really for everyone, but everyone can do it. That's the thing. Everyone can do it, but not everyone will like it. And that's the thing that I learned from the time that I started streaming is once you do it, everything will be easy. Um, I would admit that I am the kind of person that what you call it, that is very skeptical with but whenever I make decisions. I'm very very skeptical before making decisions. I'm very cautious about doing them. I'm very cautious about what will happen and what not. But I learned over time that the only real way to actually uh, see if it is for me is to actually do it first and see how it is. And by that time, I can definitely say if something is for me or not for me. You know, even in games, even in actual games, there are games that I know that I will not be into, but I tried anyway just to see what they how they work or because there are also times that I do certain things that I thought that I will not be into, but over time I got into. Sample watching a series or a show that at first I thought that I wouldn't like this, I wouldn't really be into it, but started watching it and started watching the next episode, you know, and realized that hey, this is actually good. Over time, you'll realize that hey, this is good or this is not for me at all. I should quit while I'm ahead. And it's okay to quit. It's okay to stop if you're not you're not being mean. You're not being ungrateful and whatnot. It's okay to quit if it's not really for you. It's not really for you. The most important thing to uh, to go with this is you have to start before you can actually learn more effectively, especially with streaming, especially with VTubing, uh, s- especially with anything really. And that is something that I learned for this year. That if I wanted to do something, I just started because you'll never know. You know, you'll never know. You'll never know. You'll basically never know if you don't have like you don't like have enough time to do what the things that you wanted to do. You'll never know. It's it's sad, you know. It's kind of it's kind of gloomy to think, but it's a reality, and you'll never know if you'll be able to do the things that you wanted to do, or if you have enough time to do them. So that's why, as much as possible, as soon as possible, if you can, as soon as you can, go ahead and do it, because that's what I did. That's what I learned for this year. Is if you wanted to do something, if I wanted to do something, I'll just do it right away. Just try it. At least try it. Try to start something. And that is something that I learned for this year. That's actually, I would think that is something that I primarily learned this year. Is starting something is really good. If you really wanted to do something, start doing it, and from there, see what happens, and from there, assess if you will be into it. You will be able to like keep it up. You'll be enjoying doing it, and if not, go ahead and stop. So far for the last year, I haven't really stopped something that I started doing. Luckily, um, there are only really like a few things that I stopped doing. but not as quickly as I started them. And that's actually what I learned for this year. And I think I could say my biggest takeaway for this year is um, starting things is very good. Starting out is very good. Starting things that you're interested in doing, just starting it, go full gung ho with it, and just dive in. Basically, is something that is very very helpful to assess yourself if you will be into the thing, or if the thing is for you, or not. Same thing with food. I tried lots of new food this year. Lots of new food that even some of them are food that I think I wouldn't be into, but I did. For example, for the longest time that I haven't tried eating snails for the longest time. Not because I don't like them. Well, partly it is, partly, but because I haven't really tried like a big snail, a meal with very big snails. Um, I did try other varieties of snail, but not as big as I tried recently. Something that shocked me, but I tried it recently on a buffet and I find it delicious. I find it good. I was hesitant to do it, but I was able to do it. So it's really about starting out, and that's the thing that I learned for this year is if you wanted to try out something, don't just ask people, or don't just you know do air quotes research. Research is very helpful, but not necessarily like the only thing that you should do. Asking around is definitely helpful, but not necessarily the only thing that you need to do. The most important thing that you should be doing whenever you're interested in something or starting to get interest on doing something is just starting it out. Just start it. Stop asking any questions. Just go dive right in. If you made some mistakes, that's actually really a part of it, and that's actually an integral part of it. Um, if you make some mistakes along the way, that's actually a very important thing to make mistakes, because when you make mistakes, you tend to, like me, you tend to remember them more easily. So you will not be doing them the next time that you do it. And that is basically what I did for like every time that I streamed. I learned something new. I learned something that I can fix. I learned something that I can improve over time. And I just make some improvements on the next stream. And if the next stream have some problems, I make improvement on the next stream with that same problem, and also apply the other solution for the other problem that I had a couple of streams ago. Keep that up, you know, and that's rinse and repeat. Even now, I'm learning some things. Even even now, I'm learning some things. Even right on this stream, I'm learning some stuff that I need to improve, some stuff that I need to maintain, blah blah blah. I'll be able to assess them after stream whenever I watch the VOD. Some ideas that I suddenly now know, I suddenly now came across just now on stream. You discover things, you learn things along the way whenever, the more that you do it. So I definitely believe that I definitely believe those things that other streamers say, that you will not be perfect at the first. It will take some time for you to learn, but the secret here is you do it, and you do it consistently. You do it every time. You improve on the mistakes that you have. You learn from them and improve them for your next stream to be better, and then just repeat the cycle, and eventually you'll be getting used to it. You'll be getting good at it. For example, talking with no audience. I know right now that nobody's watching me. Definitely, nobody's watching me. but I don't care. Um, I started not caring because honestly speaking, the first few months that I tried to stream, I would admit I kind of got frustrated. I would admit that. Um, with with my whole heart, I would admit that I did kind of a little bit frustrated with what has been happening. Um, because nobody's watching me except for myself. Uh, that one viewer on my view count is basically me monitoring the stream. And I would definitely admit, I would admit at this point that I did get frustrated. I did get sad. Even, I would say, demotivated, actually. I would say. Um, because of my view counts. I did get I did get frustrated for for actually a couple of streams, not really couple, not really only two, but like several streams that I got frustrated because I know for a fact that nobody is watching me. Um, so what I did and what I learned actually through more research that um, you can actually turn off your viewer count that because that is actually what I learned. The source of my frustration mostly is the viewer count. Whenever I see that there's like one viewer, or even zero viewers sometimes, I would get frustrated and I would lose like focus whenever I see. It doesn't really show, or maybe it shows a little bit. You can actually watch the VODs if you want. Um, I think it did show that I was kind of getting frustrated on my very first streams because there was no there were no viewers. There's there's no one that sends something in the chat even, you know. And that kind of actually intensified when during one of my streams for some reason, I'm not sure why though, but for some reason I got like 7 to 8 viewers at one time. 7 to 8 viewers at one point all at the same time and they're chatting. They're actually chatting and responding to me actually on stream. And I was like, what the hell is even happening? What? How did these people actually found me? All of a sudden, and I was happy back then. I was actually happy because okay, finally people are able to watch me. But come a few days later, on my next couple of streams, it goes back to no viewers or zero viewers or one viewer, and I got kind of frustrated again. I got kind of miffed. I would admit. So I research, asked some people, researched some more, and eventually found out that you do have the option to turn off your viewer count. And it's actually really highly recommended for you to do that, even by bigger streamers. It's really recommended because it kind of takes your mind away from the view count and lessen your frustration because you don't actually see if people are watching you or not, and at the same time you learn like a skill to actually talk with no audience, just talk with yourself and whatnot. And that's what I learned over time as I continue streaming, that I need to learn the skill of talking by myself, talking to no one but myself. And I would admit I'm still in learning stages. I'm still learning about it, but I'm getting better, I feel. And I'm getting a little less frustrated nowadays because I turned off the view count already. I just turned it off. I just turned it off completely. So as I mentioned earlier, not even sure if any people actually are watching this or coming across my stream. Not really sure. I will I will be only able to see if there is after the stream, after I see my analytics and stuff, because I get curious sometimes to see my analytics after I stream. But I learned that you don't do that while you're streaming, because I don't want to lose my focus whenever I'm streaming. I don't want to lose focus on the stream by seeing the numbers and whatnot. What I wanted to focus is the stream itself and how I will be able to entertain people, even if there's no one, if no one's watching, you know, because I realize also that I can just use my streams for content on other platforms such as YouTube and whatnot. So one of the things that I learned also is to talk as if I'm recording a video, which I am technically through the VODs. And if I want, I will be able to like edit them out and whatnot. As a matter of fact, I'm actually editing one right now, the one that like a couple of streams ago during Christmas or before Christmas, I think. Um, I will be posting a video, an edited clip from the stream that we have a couple of streams ago. I'm editing that right now. That's also the thing that I. That's also what I realize as well is, uh, not frustrating myself with the number of viewers that I have if anyone's watching right now. Just continually learning to talk by myself, talk even if there's no one watching, because that's stuff that I learned through research, and now I'm doing it, and I kept on doing it. I keep on doing it whenever I stream. So I am still in the learning process, but I definitely did notice that I don't usually get as miffed as I used to be during those times, during the first few streams that I have, compared to the the streams that I had, the first few streams that I had earlier this year. So anyway, that's primarily what I uh that's primarily the things that I can remember as some sort of a retrospective that I, or some things that I picked up from last year that are probably memorable to me is the things that I learned through streaming. When it comes to personal, it kind of also related to that thing about starting something. Um, there were a lot of opportunities that I came across personally that that are definitely helping me on my personal life, all because I took the plunge and said that I will be doing them. And yeah, so that also helped me in my personal life, because I learned to be not so afraid on doing new things, which is something that I learned through streaming and through starting a stream, is to learn or dive into new things without hesitation and see what will happen. And if it is not for me, it's not for me. If it is for me, I'll go ahead and work it out. So yeah, I think that could be just my retrospective for this year. But we're gonna have to look forward, though. We're gonna have to look forward to the next year. So what I'm going to do is actually do some a list. A list of things that we can try to achieve for the next year, Try to uh hopefully we can achieve for the next year. Hopefully. So just give me a few moments. Let me see if I can do it this way. Let's see. So I'm doing text. Boom, boom, boom. Goals. Oop. Okay, so that's goals. Cool. Maybe we can move it this over here. Make it black. Okay, make it a little bit smaller. Okay, smaller. Smaller. Goals and plans for 2023. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is to list out things that I am planning to do, or I, I wish I will be able to do for the next year in 2023. And what's interesting about this is probably also something, let's say, a glimpse, or just a short glimpse on the things that I am probably been working on that I wanted to complete on the next year, and things that I intend to do for the next year is like something for the stream and whatnot. And this is again something that I wanted to do as like an affirmation for myself, like a hard cold evidence that I wish for these things to happen. I wish for these things to be for me to be able to accomplish, and hopefully we can do it. So first thing that I wanted to do for the next year is to, and also it's not also just for me. You can go ahead and post in the chat your goals or dreams that you wanted to achieve also for the next year, because basically this is an affirmation. It's kind of like serve as an affirmation, to basically shout out to the universe that I have these goals and plans for the next year, and hopefully the universe may be able to help me achieve these goals and plans. Uh, so if you also have one, you can also post it in the chat, and let's see. Share it to everyone. So anyway, uh, okay. So first one is complete my 3D model. This is something that I really, really, really wanted to happen for next year, because this is something that I have been working on and off um, for many months now. Um, if you actually noticed, either through Twitter, and I did actually stream this once. I didn't save the VOD though, because it's just like a random stream that I made, that I decided to start. Um, I was working on my 3D model, my actual 3D model, my actual VTuber model that I'm working myself. The main reason why is I don't have any money to have someone commission it for me. I don't have any money, at least not yet. But my main reason why is I wanted to learn more about 3D modeling. This is something that I am very interested already, even way back before I stream, before I even started VTubing, or even before discovered VTubers. This is something that I really am interested on. Is making a 3D model, or learning 3D. Uh, and VTubing basically reignited that desire and that need uh, to learn 3D modeling, uh, because I actually wanted to make it myself. Not only because I cannot afford to have someone commission it for me in the meantime, but because I wanted to see if I wanted to complete it myself, so I could say that it is I that made this. You know, as much as I wanted to like support artists and whatnot, I do have several friends that are artists themselves. Um, Again, this is also a part of the things that I learned for this year is to start out something, and this is actually one of them, is to start relearning 3D modeling and start making a VTuber model myself that I can call my own. So that is why I wanted to be able to complete my 3D model and debut it, hopefully, on 2023. And this is something that I'm posting updates of sometimes on my Twitter, or even stream sometimes. And what I'm also thinking is for the next year, I may be doing more frequently streams where I just work on my model and that's it. And just chill out, and work with my model, uh, basically to you know be able to complete it myself and call it my own. And this is hopefully a goal that I can hopefully fulfill for the next year, is to complete my 3D model. So second one, and I don't have a pre-prepared list because I wanted it to be like as candid as possible. I wanted to be like as honest on the top of my head as possible. I don't know. I don't have like a pre-prepared list. I decided. I actually thought that I should be doing one, but I realized that I shouldn't be really. I can go ahead and just wing it, during the stream, and let's see what will happen. So I have to think out things that I wanted to do for the next year. So goals and plans were complete my 3D model. Second one is to be able to run a TTRPG on stream. Now here's the thing though, this one is something that I am also working on the background, and if you have been following the stream, I'm also doing some steps with this, some preliminary steps or preliminary plans and tests on doing this. One of them is actually the Iron Forge series, which is I kind of stopped in the meantime because I'm working things on the background for it. Um, so this is something that I'm definitely working on as well. Um, but again, as I mentioned, I wanted for this year, for this next coming year, I wanted to be able to run a tabletop role playing game, even for just one session on stream at least. Now, this is something that I will definitely work whatever will do whatever I can to achieve this. To be able to run a tabletop role play RPG session with whoever on screen. And I think one of them probably I could call a sub goal with this one is to um what you call it is to be able to establish myself as a streamer, a VTuber that primarily deals with primarily showcases tabletop role playing games as my niche content, basically. And I'm not just talking about D&D though. I'm not just talking about Dungeons and Dragons. As a matter of fact, with the recent happenings that have been happening, with the recent events that have been happening with one D&D and Wizards of the Coast and whatever they wanted to do with the one D&D, the new edition one D&D, and as well as their like business decisions and whatnot. Um, in light because of what has been happening with D&D, I just realized that uh, I should not be only focusing my content on D&D, but also to showcase other systems as well. Because there's um, the Dungeons and Dragons is not the only system out there for tabletop role playing games. We have several, and I mean several tabletop role playing game systems out there that deserves the same attention, if not more, than D&D. I only really consider D&D as a gateway tabletop RPG system, like something that you can start on because it is the most famous one. Um, but not necessarily the only one that you should learn. Uh, One of the plans that I have that I can reveal in the mean probably is I want to showcase other role playing systems, role playing game systems on stream as well, and hopefully I can make it as my main content, my actual main content. Uh, Honestly, when I started streaming, I don't really know. I'm not really sure what my main content will be because at some point, I realized that at some point I should be catering on a specific niche or a specific on a specific demographic to be able to improve and flourish my career as a streamer. Although I'm doing this for a hobby, I wanted to have a niche as a content creator, and uh, I slowly realized that I wanted to be a tabletop role playing game streamer more than any other. I will still play games. Okay, definitely I will still play games, but my main point is in terms of like my main content would be tabletop role playing games. And it's not just only Dungeons and Dragons, it's showcasing other systems that I'll be learning on stream and running as well on another stream. So that's one of my main goals is to be able to run a tabletop role playing game on stream, whether it's like through a collab and whatnot, even if it's a solo role play, as long as it falls under the TTRPG genre. I hope that I'll be able to at least do a full one on stream, a full run on stream, and that's the thing that I will be working on for the next year, and something that you can look forward to as well. So third one, what's the third one? Organize a major collab. So I mentioned organize because one of the things that I'm trying to do, one of the things that I'm thinking of trying to do is to do like some sort of an event that I organize myself and be able to like assemble like several content creators, streamers, or especially VTubers for like a major collab. It doesn't have to be really big. Uh, but could involve like multiple people. Major collab event, probably. Yeah, this is more appropriate. But major collab event, like like a contest or a tournament or a whatnot, something. I'm thinking of a, like an event, like a game, a group game. Um, but I wanted it to be like a major one, like with multiple content creators, and I'll be the one who organized the thing and whatnot to come up with ideas and whatnot. Because I was recently inspired by one of the VTubers that I follow, Yanners, and her longest aliver event, and I thought it was like it would be cool to actually like organize all of that. All I know it takes a lot of work and a lot of like behind the scenes, technical stuff. Which is why I wanted to make it as a goal for 2023 is to be able to organize a major collab event. I know that I am a very small, streamer. Uh, that is why I wanted to organize it instead of being in one. So I'll be, do a major collab event that everyone would enjoy. And actually, the thing is, I also wanted to focus whatever that major collab event. I wanted it to be composed of like smaller content creators, like content creators that have like 5 to 10 viewers in average, or have like I don't know 100 to 500 followers on Twitch and something like that. Like relatively smaller VTubers and content creators. I wanted them to have like to be in this major collab event that I hope that I'll be able to organize and whatnot. There are a lot of like ideas in my head on what the event would be, but they're not concrete. They're not like set in stone and whatnot. I haven't even jotted them out in a paper, which I should do. Uh, so I don't know what that event is, but what I wanted to have is like a collaboration event of many people, of many content creators. Most of them are small content creators, and have fun. And I'll be the one that organizes it and whatnot. So that is one also of my goals and plans for 2023. Next up is start a talk show. Talk show, podcasts, interview, blah blah blah. Okay, so start a talk show or podcast or interview. The reason why I put multiple, talk show, podcast, interviews, I'm not really sure what will be the format yet. But what I wanted to at least, what I wanted to do is to do this. I think the closest would be a talk show. That's the closest one that I think I am going for, is to have a talk show where I just interview people. Both, actually both, if you are a content creator or not, as long as you have like something interesting that talk about that, either in line with the stream's content or even not. I wanted to be able to start a talk show or an interview or a podcast, um, where I talk to a different content creator or a different streamer, a different VTuber, especially, or even someone like a viewer. It really depends, or even a non-viewer, and just talk about about things. Because again, I what the things that I wanted, the one thing that I also wanted to change for the next year is the fact that I'm quite a wreck, uh, an anxious wreck when it comes to collaborations or talking to other people or to new people. Which is something that manifested on my last collaboration event with Bayanihan VT, which is again nothing wrong with the people with Bayanihan, with members of Bayanihan VT. They're very cool people. They're fun people to be with. It's more about me being awkward and being, a weirdo when it comes to collaborations. But this is actually a part of it. That is why I wanted to do this as well, because uh, of the fact that I am that. And I believe that starting a talk show or a podcast or an interview segment for the stream would help me, calm those nerves when it comes to meeting new people, making new friends and whatnot, especially with the VTubing community. So I wanted to start a talk show, podcast, interview. Um, so what else? Another one is another one is complete the uh, basic rules set of Project Gear RPG. Well, it doesn't text wrap. Okay. Okay. Complete the basic rule set of Project Gear RPG. Okay, so as you might know as well, I think I also said it on I also mentioned this thing on Twitter. I have been working on a tabletop role playing system for quite a while now. Uh, as a matter of fact, I kind of reignited that what you call it, that project when I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Um, I did start out, or well, technically reignited a tabletop role playing system, game system, that I was trying to make for like many years now. I was, I decided to reopen the project, uh, which is Project Gear. It's basically a role playing game system, a tabletop role playing game system that has themes of Japanese tokusatsu shows like Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, and whatnot. This is something that I have been working on for years now, and I kind of stopped and did again because of my reignited desire to complete this system, especially due to the fact that I started playing D&D and other tabletop role playing games, and I started to run games as well. Especially when I started DMing, I kind of reopened this project, which is something that I have been doing, whenever I have off time and whatnot, or whenever the idea comes into mind. Um, I wish that for 2023 I will be able to at least complete and playtest, probably complete and playtest Play test. Play test. Okay, there you go. All right, that is actually better. The rule set of Project Gear RPG. All right. So yeah. Wait, just give me one moment here. I'm trying to. Uh, sorry, I was looking. I was looking for something on the text options here, but yeah. This is something that I reopened or reworked after quite some time of not working on it. We're talking about like a year or a couple of years of not working on it. And this is something that I've been working on for in my off times. And I have been actually getting some good progress so far as like the basic rules for this system. But I haven't really completed like a playable rule set of the system, and that's why what I wanted to do is to try to complete at least the basic rule set of it, so I can go ahead and try to play test it and see if the system even works in the first place. Uh, this is something that I am very keen on completing for 2023, and actually, as a matter of fact, I'm quite confident that I'll be able to do this goal within 2023. Because again, I have been working on this or reworking on this, and I think I have a very good progress when it comes to doing the basic rule set or working on at least the basic rule set, because I already like passed the biggest hurdle about it, which is finding or repurposing another role playing system or role playing game system and homebrewing it or modifying it to work with what I wanted to achieve. And through my research, through my you know through countless hours of research, I was able to find like a system that actually matches with whatever I'm trying to work on or I'm trying to achieve with this role playing game system. So that's why I'm quite confident that this is this will be the one that I'll be able to complete at least for this year, for this coming year. And I'll be able to run and play test, which is kind of related to number two as well, because I was also thinking of like play testing it on stream as well, with other people and see if it works or not, or some things that need to be adjusted or balanced or not, because that's also the main hurdle that I am going over, is the fact that I need to balance it out. So that's why hopefully I will be able to do this goal for 2023. What else? Workout. Probably workout. Yeah, workout. Um, Workout is something that I wanted to try out for the next year as a plan. It's been a while since I tried working out in a gym or by myself actually. It's been a while. It's really long while, and I wouldn't say like specifically specific details, but let's just say I did gain some weight. I definitely did gain some weight, but I'm not like huge, well, or whatnot. Like not super huge. I'm not small either, or not as small as I used to be, or not as thin as I used to be, because I was a thin motherfucker back then. I was a thin bastard back then. But a couple of years passed, and I definitely did gain weight, and a lot of it. Um, this is something that I did kind of also started already with me buying a bike last year. Yeah, it was last year since I bought a bike. Um, I started cycling. I started long distance cycling actually, and it's one of those steps. But for this year, I wanted to have like proper workout, like proper weight training to build my muscles, build musculature and whatnot, increase my stamina and whatnot. Just like general working out, you know, do some gains for myself because this is something that I haven't been seriously doing for a very long time. And I'm not getting younger anyway. I'm not getting any younger, so that's why I wanted to start working out for the next year at least. Hopefully I'll be able to start it off very early so I can, get some progress for the next year or the end of the next year. I can have some retrospective about it, how I was before, body wise to how I am, how I will be by the end of 2023. And I think this will be the last one. I don't really have that much, so this will be the last one definitely. My last goal or plan for 2023 is to um I guess let's put a let's put a goal that hopefully we can do. Get partnered. Get partnered with Twitch within the year. Within a year. Right. Okay, so this is something of a long shot. That's why I did it as a last goal and plan. This is something that I kind of doubt that I'll be able to do it. Kind of doubt it, but I will try to work on it. Is to get partnered with Twitch, get partner status basically with Twitch, uh, within the year, within a year. So this is like super high grade copium on my part. This is super high grade copium on my part. Um, but it doesn't really hurt to set some goals and plans for the next year, right? It doesn't really hurt. This is something that I will definitely have to do extra hard. I'll have to do some extra work for this for the last one, which is getting partnered with Twitch within a year. Um, but this is something that we can set as a goal. Like definitely high grade copium, but we'll definitely try our best. We'll definitely try our best and see if we can do it within 2023. Before 2023 ends, we'll be able to do it. And fingers crossed. That's all I can. That's all I can say about this. Is just fingers crossed. Uh, so hopefully our work pays off, and hopefully we can get partnered with Twitch within the year. So I'll be able. My main goal here is to like be able to um you know get some extra emote slots and get like get more cool stuff to be done for the stream and whatnot. It's not only like for getting money and stuff, although I would admit it's part of it. I would admit. I wouldn't lie about it. I would be a hypocrite and say that it's not for the money. It's part of it is for the money, but a big part of it is like to be able to do cooler things on stream, to be able to do cooler stuff on stream by getting partnered and getting that recognition that people are following the stream, people are liking the stream and whatnot. People are supporting the stream, which is a big factor for you to get partnered. If Twitch sees that people are enjoying your content so much that you have these numbers, or be able to market yourself effectively to be able to get a following, that is why you are partnered. That is why you are partnered. So this is my last goal for 2023, is to get partnered with Twitch within the year. Take note of that, within the year. Again, this is super high grade copium on my part, but we'll try our best. So yeah, that's it. Those are my goals and plans for 2023. Hopefully I'll be able to complete at least 5 of the 7. Hopefully I will do my best to be able to complete at least 5 of the 7 goals here. And yeah, so fingers crossed, and I will do the work myself. So anyway, next thing that I'll be doing is answering some questions on Telonym that's been posted on Telonym. But again, it doesn't really have to be in Telonym. Again, if you have any questions about me or what I do, or what I think about things, again, this is an impromptu Ask Me Anything AMA for the stream as well. You can go ahead and post it on the chat. Otherwise, I already posted my Telonym on chat as well, my Telonym link. You can send anonymous questions there for me to answer later on, because I'll be taking just a quick short break, just a really really quick short break. Just gonna reload some water. I will be right back, and once I come back, I will be answering some questions. So don't go away. I'll be right back. I promise. I promise. I promise. All right, I'm back, and I'm sorry about that. Sorry it took quite a while. I was actually reloading my copy reserves. That is why. And I have some iced coffee here. Um, so yeah. All right, that's good. Oh, so that's good. Okay, so next thing that we're gonna be doing is to answer some questions. As I mentioned earlier, I have a Telonym account. I have a Telonym profile that I posted already on stream for the link. And it basically allows me to receive questions anonymously, or, well, actually, you do have the option to send questions with your name, but the main thing about it is you can send anonymous questions as well. Uh, through Telonym, and one of the things that they can also do is to be able to add those questions on a live stream. And as I mentioned earlier, I do have the option to actually answer them on the website itself. But I figured, wouldn't it be great to be able to actually answer them on stream myself, directly? Just things about me that you might want to know. And again, you don't really have to post a question on the website, Telonym website. If you want, you can go ahead and ask me here in the chat, and I'll be able to answer them more directly. I think that it will be better for you to post your questions as well on chat, since I'll be able to see them directly and able to answer them directly. So let's go ahead and start. Hoi, stato. So okay, let's see. Let me put this here and put this here. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. Now the thing is, I did actually already answered some questions on the website itself. Well, I was learning it at first. I did actually answered some of them already. But I think we can expound on them later. The tells, as they call it, that I already answered, and these are the ones that I haven't answered yet on the website, which I will be answering now on stream. So let me move this quite a bit here. All right, I guess this should be good. All right, so we have a first question here. Are you having a good day today? Yeah, I'm definitely having a good day today. I did work. I just finished work, and it's technically now my day off. Although I'll be doing a lot of stuff later. A lot of stuff, I mean. A lot of places that I need to go and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. Um, I'm very, very good. Actually, really, really good. I did have some sleep, but I do need more sleep, actually, so I'll be able to save up my energy for the things and errands that I'll be doing later, which is a lot of them. So yeah, I do definitely have a good day. Thank you for asking. So next question. Next question. Why do people gossip in your opinion? Um, I'm not throwing shade at people who are gossiping. They can do whatever they want, in their time. I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna, stop them from doing it, whatever they wanted to do, as long as they're not hassling people or deceiving people or hurting people per se. But the question is specifically, why do people gossip? Why do people gossip? I think it's all about I think it's all about talking about things. Okay, let me put it this way. Um, let's say that you have like a very fond memory. Let's say a show that you watch or anime that you watched yesterday, and you wanted to share them with your friends, or your classmates, or your peers, your workmates, or whatnot, because you're very excited about it. I think that also kind of goes the same way as people gossiping. Um, some people get excited with gossip. Some people get excited with like controversy, or what the kids call nowadays drama, or spilling the tea. You know, it's. I think it's basically human nature to get excited over things that involves like conflict. Uh, that is why people gossip. You know, they're just trying to share um that passion and excitement over things that are quite unusual. That is including gossip. That is including conflict and drama to other people, and it's basically also part storytelling as well. That's why people gossip. They wanted to tell a story that they wanted to share to other people. That's why they gossip. What that gossip it is doesn't matter. Um, but the main aspect of it should be the spicier the better, basically. But as of why do people gossip? It's all because they wanted to share a story that they're excited of. It's just that it's a story that involves like conflict, or drama, but it's just basically that. So, all right, next question. Post a picture. Post a picture of where you wish you could travel right now. Let me see if I can find a picture really, really quickly. Okay. Let's see. This is where I wanted to go, as if, as in right now. This is where I wanted to go, and I don't think this is like it doesn't matter where. It doesn't matter if it is near me or far from me. Just a picture of a place that I wanted to go, or wanted. I wish I could travel to. Uh, this is where I wanted to go, basically. And hmm, let's see if I can find a better picture. I wanted something that shows that particular building. Uh, maybe this. Maybe this. See. Okay. Okay. So this is something. Uh, I guess it's image. Image. Browse. Just give me one quick moment. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Let's see. Files. Where did I save it though? Show in folder. Okay, it's in stream stuffs. Okay. Sorry, I was kind of saying out loud my folders, or one of my folders actually. Okay, there you go. All right, and I think this should be able to show up on stream. Okay, all right. So here we go. So let me do some tests here. Okay, you know what? Never mind. It should work. But anyway, this is where I wanted to go right now. This is this is where I wanted to go. And if you don't know where this place is, you should be, because there's lots of clues in this particular picture on where it is. It is definitely in Japan. And here's the thing, though. It's not necessarily this place or this specific place that I wanted to go to. It's basically the country as well that I wanted to go to. Anywhere actually in the country where this place is, I'm perfectly fine. I would love to be in this particular country if I can. If I can travel right now to any place. I just posted this picture because if you're wondering what specific place or where is that specific place that I wanted to go to, and it's this. It's Akihabara in Japan, the Electric City. This is where I wanted to go if I could actually go right now and travel right now. This is something, and this is something I should have added this on my plans and goals, but I think I won't be able to achieve it by 2023. I highly doubt. Probably that's the reason why I didn't add it. And this is a country in general that I really, 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 really wanted to go to for so long now. For so long. And this is always something that whenever people ask me what country I would like to travel to, this is like top one, Japan. Period. And not only this particular place, really. Not only this particular place. Not only in Tokyo, not only in Shibuya. I also wanted to go to Sendai, Yokohama, Osaka, a lot of those places. You know, even places like Hiroshima. You know, a lot of places in Japan that I really wanted to go to. A lot of spots that I wanted to see for myself and not just pictures or video. I wanted to go there myself. So that's why, in general, I wanted to go to Japan. But if we're talking about like very specific place that I can go to if I can travel, it's this one, Akihabara. I will just scour like the whole Akihabara. I will just scour as much as I can for stuff, for really interesting stuff, you know. And hopefully I'll be able to get to this place someday. Someday. Right, so next question. Next question is, what have you regretted recently? Regrets, I have a few. That's a lyrics to a song. Um, Regrets recently. I cannot really think of like recently. I guess probably if we're talking about recently that I regretted, I probably regretted like spending more money than I should have, and screwing up my budget basically up to the next couple of months because of shenanigans when it comes to preparing for Christmas and even preparing for New Year during Christmas and the upcoming New Year and even in the upcoming months. Let's say with my birthday, which will be on January, for those of you who didn't know, uh, I would. One of the things that I regretted recently is spending a little bit more money than I should and screwing over my budget. Fucking screwing up my budget altogether, and that is one of the things that I'm trying to remedy right now. One of the things that I'm trying to mitigate is to making sure I can still control the flow of money and the money that I have, and spend it on absolutely important things and not to overspend. Try to budget it as much as possible. That is one of the regrets that I had recently. Other than that, I cannot really think of any regrets. Regrets is something that I would feel for a brief amount of time, but I was just like, whatever. I guess we can, something that I did messed up, or something that I should have done instead of this. It's something that is kind of routine for me already. Uh, my expectations have been, shattered on a regular basis, so I kind of got used to it. And regrets is something that only lingers for me like a day or two or whatnot, or maybe even an hour or two. But I just go, whatever. I'll just, I guess I'll just do better next time. I guess I'll just don't go to that place next time or whatnot. Regrets is something that I usually feel with food when I go eat out. There were some places that I thought that they will give me good food, for a reasonable price, and then when you get there, uh, you don't get what you want when it comes to food. And food is something that probably I would get regrets the most is food. I'm I usually regret that whenever I eat in a place, I should have eaten to another place, or I've eaten to that place instead. Blah blah blah. Now I'm not satisfied. Blah blah blah. But I have eaten already, and I don't want to eat anymore. I just want to go home. Blah blah blah. It's something that I always regret. So, but with recent regrets, it's budget. It's money that I recently regretted not spending wisely. So there's that. Next up is okay. Next question: have you ever stalked anyone? No, absolutely not. Next question: definitely not. Definitely not. Why would I stalk anyone? Have you ever? No, not really. Maybe. Okay. Hear me out in this. Okay, hear me out. Okay, level with me on this one. All right. Listen, listen. Hear me out. All right. Hear me out. I would say that I never stalked anyone ever. I've never stalked anyone. Definitely never stalked anyone because I don't need to. I don't need to. I'm not that obsessive, you know. But let's just say that years ago, like we're talking about years ago, many, 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 many years ago, when I was still young and stupid. Let's just say that stalking is not the proper word that I would like to use, but something along the lines of following the person even after the fact. Um, Checking them out even after the fact. Let's just say that stalking is not the word that I would use. But stalking is even not the proper word that should be used in that situation that I was in many years ago when I was young. We're talking about like high school young. Let's just say that I broke up with a person, and of course I was a kid, I was young. I couldn't accept it. I just can't believe that happened. All of a sudden, and especially it's all of a sudden. It's all of a sudden, like just out of nowhere. I want to break up with you. I don't like you anymore. Blah blah blah. And let's say that I I did I did get really sad. Let's just say that even after that fact, I still try to check, see what they're doing and whatnot, but not to the point of stalking. Not to that point. Of course, if they go home, they would go home. I will not follow them home. But let's just say I kept on asking what they were doing. Um, through their friends or through people that they were close to them. Because again, I was a kid and I was stupid, and I was not able to like realize the fact that me and that girl are breaking up. So I tried to cope. I should say cope. Cope is the word, the main word here. I tried to cope with it by continually, and I mean continually, asking their friends and people that are close to them what they were doing. Are they okay? Who are they with? Are they with another guy? Which they are. Eventually learned that they are, and that's the main reason why. And whatnot, but never stalk them. Never stalk them. And stalk is like a very harsh word that I wouldn't use for that situation. Definitely. So I never stalked anyone. Okay. Next question. What's the last compliment that you received? I tend to don't remember compliments really because I'm a weird fucker. Uh, I'm a weirdo. I don't really take compliments very, uh, I don't take compliments that well. um, so I tend to kind of forget them. The compliments that I get, I kind of tend to forget them. Not because I don't appreciate them. That's a matter of fact. The big reason why is I do appreciate them, but my fucked up brain always tells me that you don't deserve the compliment. They're just being nice to you. That is why I tend to forget it. I tend to forget most compliments that I get. That is why I don't take them well. Not because I'm angry, and not because I get angry whenever I get them, but I tend to contradict whatever compliment that I get. But in terms of the last compliment that I received that I remember, I do remember one of my friends, my real life friends outside of streaming. I do remember them telling me that I was charismatic. I was charismatic, not because I'm good looking or whatever. I'm an ugly motherfucker. Uh, not because of that, and absolutely not because of that. Because I am an ugly. I'm an ugly son of a bitch. But charisma, in terms of like the way that he explained it, is I was able to talk with people very easily. Although I am a nervous wreck when meeting new people, um, I, I guess the closest word that he described it to me is likable. You know, likable. But he used the word charismatic for some reason, which is something that I don't believe I'm charismatic at all. I don't believe it. Again, I'm fucked up to the brain. I don't take compliments well, and that's why I kind of questioned him. Why charismatic? That is too much. That is something that I'm not well definitely am. But but he said no, 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 no. What I mean is you are very likable. You are very approachable. Um, it's not hard to talk with you or not to talk with you about things. It's you. I think I remember him saying, "You are very easy to confide to because uh, I listen." Basically, so that's what he said that I remember. So that's the last compliment that I received that I remember. I kind of remember. Is being charismatic and being easy to talk to, because they claim that I actually listen. I tend to listen intently whenever someone is speaking or someone is talking about something. It's they feel like apparently they feel like I listen whatever thing that they're saying, no matter how ridiculous they is, and I generally show interest, which I do. I do actually love listening to people's stories and whatnot, and what they wanted to talk about and whatnot. I love listening to like their points of view and whatnot. Maybe that's the reason why they said that I'm easy to talk to, because I also love listening. I love listening to people and listening to whatever they wanted to say, that are quite interesting. So that's the last compliment that I had. Okay, next question. How do you give people that hurt you a chance to improve themselves? Um, this is a hard question. This is really this is a heavy question. How do you give people that hurt you a chance to themselves? By giving them a chance, I guess. Again, this is a very deep, emotional question that honestly I don't really want it to like dwell on or answer, deeply. This is this is heavy stuff. Um, I just give them a chance. I'm not the type of person that I'm not the type again, I am not the type of person that forces people to do things, you know, or pressures people to do things for me. I'm not really that type of person unless I really, 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 really need to. Like a last resort or as an emergency, I wouldn't really ask other people what they need to do for me. So I cannot really think of any other answers for this question aside from just give them a chance, basically. I guess yeah, that's basically it. Just give them a chance and let them, if they wanted to change, then they change. If they wanted to improve, they improve. Them hurting me doesn't really matter because I can take it. I can just take it. That's life. You get hurt. It's really the way that you deal with it that matters. The You will get hurt, definitely. It's just life. It's just reality. You'll get hurt no matter what. It's the way that you deal with the pain and the hurt that defines you as a person and makes the difference. But for me though, it's something that I can take anyway. Something that I already like accepted. Um, and in giving a chance, I just give them a chance. That's it. Just giving them a chance. It's not really hard for me to give a chance for a person to improve themselves, especially if they really, really wanted to improve themselves. Then go ahead. You know, good luck with that. I support with whatever you're doing to improve yourself. And if you don't want to, that's perfectly fine for me. I gave you a chance. So it's basically your decision at this point. I am not the kind of person that forces people to do something or pers- pressures people to do something for me. Because if I can do it myself, I'll just do it myself. But if something that if a situation is giving me a chance to tell someone to do something, I wouldn't really take it because I'm not the kind of person that tells people stuff that they need to do unless they ask, of course. So anyway, moving on. This is a heavy question, so let's move on. Are you happy at the moment and why? Yep, definitely. I am happy. Definitely. I'm happy because I'm streaming right now and everything seems to be working fine. Everything seems to be working good. No scuffs. Luckily, no scuffing and whatnot. Everything is going smooth sailing. I am very, very happy right now because at least the stream is doing good. Everything is working as it should and whatnot. Few hiccups here and there, but overall, it's going good and I'm really happy right now. Okay. Next question. Are you scared of getting old? Doesn't really matter. Um, I'm not scared of getting old. I'm scared of getting old and not being able to do the things that I wanted to do before I get old or before the time that I will not be able to do it. That's what I'm scared of. I'm not scared of getting old because you will get old no matter what. So why are you scared about it? Why are you scared about it? And I think some people are scared of getting old not because they're getting old, but because they won't be able to do the things that they used to do or they wanted to do if they get old. And for me, that's the thing that I'm scared of as well. Is I will not be able to do things that I wanted to do because I'm old. Um, so that's why I'm doing them right now because we're all getting old. That's a part of life. We will get old. I am already old. That's why I'm doing these things. Doing things whatever things that I want now because I am getting old and I am already old at this point. And you can get old further, you know. I'm so afraid that I will not be able to do the things that I want. So yeah. Next question. Next question. Ever had braces? Not yet. I'm thinking of getting one. I thought of getting one way back, but I was never really able to do it. Um, I haven't got one ever since, and I was thinking of doing one probably in the next year or so. We'll never know, but I'm planning on getting one. Not only because of like aesthetics, but because now my teeth are basically fucked up. Some of them are really crooked and they need some corrections, and I do need some braces. Uh, at first, though, I wanted braces because I wanted to look good because I thought that having braces would make me look good. But again, I'm young and stupid, and I'm young and stupid, so that's why I thought of that at first. But nowadays, I wasn't really able to do it, but I am planning to hopefully by the next year or two be able to get some braces, and hopefully I can do that. Next up is how do you feel about the statement that men are taking more seriously than women? I don't really want to answer this. This is a little bit political, a little bit political. It's just a tad bit political. I'm not really sure if I wanted to answer this one. What I feel? I feel that. Okay, let's do it this way. Let me do it this way, okay? What I feel about humans are all the same, no matter what. I feel that humans are humans. We're talking humans, no matter what gender you are, no matter if you're a man or a woman or in between. Doesn't matter. For me, everyone is on the same level. Everyone is should be in the same level. I am a firm believer of humans, in the human spirit, in human tenacity. I am a humanist, and it's just that. I don't really have a particular answer for this statement, nor a very specific answer, because again, this is something that's a tad bit political, and I don't really want it to answer political questions and whatnot. Uh, we're all nerds here, but this is something. But if I were to answer something, anything, I would say, all I could say is I believe in humans, no matter what their genders are. Doesn't matter if you're a woman or man or in between. I believe that everyone should be on the same level playing field. I believe that everyone should be not above or not under someone, and everyone should work together as humans. So yeah, That's it. That's the only answer about this one. It's the only answer that I can tell. When was the last time you liked someone and who was it? Like as in I like the person because like platonically like or romantically like. Whoever asked this question, I wish I could actually ask that. um, in terms, okay, let's do it this way. Let's do platonically first. Platonically, when was the last time you liked someone and who was it? Platonically, I had this friend of mine that I just met, personally. Um, is a colleague of my colleague, and I like them. I like them for as a person. Not romantically though, just platonically. Just friends. Um, we're talking about romantically. Unfortunately, none yet. When was the last time that I liked someone romantically? Is like we're talking about 15, 16 years ago. Uh, with my one of my exes. So we're talking about like so many years ago. So many years ago with my last relationship. Romantically, that's the that's the last person. That was the last time that I liked someone romantically. And in terms of who was it, it was my former partner. It was my former girlfriend years back. As of my status right now, romantically, I'm single. I am single, but I'm too busy looking. I'm too busy. Just too busy. And I am ugly as sin. Okay, next question. How hard do you have to cope with having a min-maxing piece of shit as a player? You motherfucker, I know who sent out this question. I know who is the bastard that sent this question. And I hate you. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. No, 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 no. Just kidding. Just kidding. Yeah, but I know who sent this question. You don't have to hide yourself. You don't have to hide yourself. I know who sent this question. It's one of my players. And he's actually asleep right now, as a matter of fact. He's actually quite asleep right now. I don't see him on Discord right now. Uh, but this is Dungeons and Dragons related because one of my players, and he's actually a regular here on stream. Um, he is actually a regular on stream. He is what I could call like a power gamer. He is a power gamer, and he always thought that I hated power gamers. He always taunt me and make fun of me about power gaming, power players. But I'm not. I don't mind it. As a matter of fact, I really liked it. I really liked it. I just joke about killing a min maxer and whatnot whenever we play D&D. But no, I don't hate it. Come on. I love it. I love when a power game is on my games because it gives me the challenge as a dungeon master to dish out more dangerous monsters for them, dangerous creatures that then would give them challenge. And yeah, probably I would have to cope every once in a while, but I don't hate it. Okay. You fucker, I know you. I know who sent this question. I will message them later. Give them a piece of my mind. Moving on. Which job would you hate? Would I hate? So I guess this is talking on the future tense. Which job would you hate? Would, that means we're talking about the future. We're not talking about the previous jobs that I hated, which I did. Um, but anyway, let me answer that then. Let me answer you first in past tense. I did have some jobs that I hated. Um, I did used to work. I won't get into specific details. I won't really get into specific details. But I did used to work in a job that involves sales and selling, and that was technically not not really my first job, but technically my first proper job. You know, um, and we're talking about like going to the office and whatnot, blah blah blah. That was technically my first proper job because I didn't have like what I can call proper jobs back then before that. Um, Again, I won't get into specifics, but let's just say I worked in a company or in a position that involves sales and selling, and we're talking about heavy selling. Like you are a piece of garbage if you don't sell or if you're not able to sell. No matter what you do in between that, or no matter what aspect you are good at, what other aspects you are very good at, no matter how you scores it in other aspects, if you cannot sell something or if you cannot sell anything, you're nothing. And this is versus someone that is not really good at everything else, but they're very good at selling. Uh, they're the ones who get like the recognition and stuff, which is something again. I'm not the kind of person that I'm not a kind of person that goes for like achievements or being an overachiever and I should be recognized, blah blah blah. I should be recognized for my efforts. Um, I'm not that kind of person. Uh, but let's just say that ever since I worked that company, which I worked for roughly about 3 to 4 months, and then I quit. Um, Literally quit. Let's just say that from that day forward, I hated any job, any job that requires me to sell something as a main metric, especially. That's what I learned. That's where I learned and I realized that I suck at selling things. Maybe that's the reason why. That's the reason why I also have like slow growth when it comes to, streaming and stuff because I cannot sell shit for myself. I did sell some stuff before. I do have experience with selling some stuff, but those are like personal stuff that I won't pressure myself if they not nobody would buy them. But we're talking about here like a job that requires you to actually sell as the main metric for your job. And it doesn't matter if you're good at anything else, but if you're not good at selling, you're nothing. And from that day forward, I hated any jobs that would require me to sell something. And probably that would be the job that I would hate as well, even until now. If I were to get a job later, um, in the future where I would need to sell something, even if they promise me like high salary, high commission, blah blah blah, which is most like mostly is the case whenever people are posting vacancies for these types of jobs. They promise you like big commissions, big salary plus big commissions and whatnot and incentives, um, because that is provided that you make a sale. And again, I realized later in life that I am not the kind of person that likes to force people to do what I wanted them to do. And I don't want to force or pressure people to do something for me or do something that I wanted them to do. So that's why I don't like any jobs that would require me to sell something because I don't want to pressure people into doing something just because I wanted it. I would try to convince them, but that doesn't mean I would like it. That's why any job that requires me to sell is a no go for me. Even if you offer me like millions and millions of money, a lot of money, I wouldn't take it because I would rather keep my sanity, my mental sanity, my psychological health in check than to literally sell something and destroy my psyche afterwards. So yeah. Next question. Do you like people when do you like when people call you and why? I wouldn't say like. I wouldn't say hate either. I would, it's not something that I need calls. I really like it when someone calls me. I really like it because they mean that they care for me. Nah, I'm not that kind of person. It doesn't matter if someone calls me or not. I would appreciate it if someone calls me, out of the blue and just checking me out. You know, it's really nice. That doesn't mean I require it. Doesn't mean that it's a requirement for me to function. Nor it doesn't like give me like elated feelings of euphoria whenever someone calls me. It's nice if people call me, checking me out, but people also call me for other reasons, especially work. I do take calls. I do take calls from work as well whenever my manager needs something from me and whatnot, blah blah blah, or some work needs to be done. People call me from work, so it really depends on the situation, on the nature of the call. Uh, I think this question refers to if people call me like out of the blue and checking me out. Yeah, well, who wouldn't really like to be called and be checked out? I would be happy as well. That doesn't mean that I really really like it, but it's nice. Okay, got any childhood birthday rituals? This is a very good question because I'll be having my birthday in the next month literally. Um, earlier this month, earlier next month actually. Got any childhood birthday rituals? I actually do it even till now, and this is something that I am also planning on doing for the next year. That's why I filed for multiple day leave for it. I do go to church, and it's a particular church, a single particular church that I go to specifically, because my birthday is also in line with the feast of the Black Nazarene. Um, and that feast is something that has been a tradition for many people. Um, I would say that I'm not a very, very religious person, but I do like to watch the spectacle of the feast, where and we're talking about a lot of people that are going into the procession and whatnot, because it's also festival as well of some sorts. Well, it's a festival actually. Um, but this is one of those like well-known festivals in our country because of the sheer amount of people that are participating in it from different parts of the country. Some of them are even like literally travel. We're talking about miles of travel from different places across the country to go to this one place, and because they're devotees of the Black Nazarene, they're devout followers of the Black Nazarene, the Christ of the Black Nazarene. That is why they go there and celebrate the feast, participate in the feast. Again, I'm not a very religious person, but it has been kind of like of the tradition of mine since I was little to go to that particular church. Uh, where the black where the Christ of the Black Nazarene is, and go there. You know, just to celebrate my birthday. And this is not particularly like a childhood ritual, birthday ritual, but this is something that I did like later in life, later when I, as I grow up, is to spend my birthday myself and myself only. Not because I hated people, which not because I hated like celebrating it with other people. It's just something that I do for myself, which I will do as well for this next month. Just be me on me alone. Just reflect on things that happened last year and the things that I wanted to achieve next year. Just reflect on those things and be myself while watching other people. Celebrate myself even. You know, that's something that I have been doing for later when I got older. So next question: what do you think about roses? Roses are flowers, and they're good looking, and they smell good. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. They're thorny. They're thorny as well. I can't really say anything else about roses. They're pretty. They're flowers. I think okay, I think what I can say that is kind of unique about roses, this kind of, I would say controversial as well, is they're overrated. There are many, many other flowers out there that are as good, even better than the rose. But a lot of people like roses, and I think it's overrated. Hot take? Hot take. Okay, next. What did you do today? What did I do today? What I did today is work, work. I slept and got up to work, and after I worked, I watched a stream, and for an hour, I guess, and it seems like that they're still streaming even until now. And an hour before this stream started, I prepped up. That's what I did today. Uh, Now my day hasn't been completed yet technically, so I'll be doing things after this as well. But that's what I did today, basically. Nothing really, nothing really standing out special. What questions can you ask on a first date? What questions can I ask? Not what I would ask. So we're talking about like, oh, am I allowed? Okay, we're doing semantics. Um, I mean, how are they? I don't really. Where would they like to go? I guess. Well, where would they like to eat? Or what would they like to eat? Or where would they like to go on our first date? Basically, that I think that would be probably a question that I would ask on a first date. Definitely, is where we want to go, because I'm the kind of person that, again, I rely on other people's preferences, whatever they're doing and whatever they wanted. I just go with it, and you know, I would enjoy it the best that I can. Whatever they wanted to go, we will go, and that's basically probably the first question that I would ask, where they would wanted to go on our first date. Probably another thing that I would ask probably is, what are their interests? They're interested in things. What are their hobbies? I think a big factor for me to like a person at least romantically, is what are their interests. I would say that I prefer more. What I prefer with a partner more is if their interests are aligned with mine. Um, because that would give us like a lot of opportunities to share, our passions, share our interests with each other, and a lot easier for us to understand each other when we have the same passion, you know, and work together to get, to achieve w- whatever that passion is together. A lot of people would say that opposites attract and something and all whatnot. You don't want to date someone that has the same interest as you, but I don't believe that. What I believe is, at least for myself personally, is I wanted to have a partner that would have the same interests as mine, because I tend to be like self-centered when it comes to my interests and what I wanted to do that involves my interest. And I don't really care about what people would say or would like, you know. And I kind of don't like it when people try to stop me with the things that I wanted to do for passion. Um, Especially if I don't like hurt or hassle or, deceive other people with the passion that I have. I'm kind of self-centered when it comes to that, and I what I wanted for a partner is someone that would share my same interest, even for just a little, if not all, just a part of it. Um, just enough for them to like understand that I like doing this kind of thing, and I thought we were partners, so I would ask to support me. And if you have like the same interest, your partner will be able to understand really easily why you are doing this thing. And the good thing about it, better, is if they will be able to like help you achieve your passion as well. Because they believe in you, because they have the same passion. So I guess one of the questions that I would definitely ask on a first date is, what are their interests? What are they interested at? What are their hobbies and whatnot? And, other than that, I'll just answer questions most of the time than asking them most of the time. Next up, who is the smartest person that you know? Me. Just kidding. uh, it's me. Who is the smartest person that I know? Hmm. A lot of people, actually. A lot of people. I cannot really pinpoint. I cannot really pinpoint because for me, smartest is like, it really depends on the topic. It really depends. Well, there are various topics that people can be smart of, and there are various like, uh, there are various things that people can be intelligent of. So I cannot really pinpoint a specific person that I consider like the smartest, because they can be smartest on one thing and they can be stupid on other things. Uh, but not generally the smartest. Probably in terms of being smart, intelligent wise, um, I have this one friend that is like academically excel. Like, we're talking about achiever status, like straight A's, straight 90s under the grades, 90 and 99s. We're talking about 99s over hundreds. Very very smart, intellectually very very smart. But he's stupid on talking with girls. So he's stupid with socializing. Making friends. So I that's why I befriended him. Uh, so that's the smartest person that I know. But in terms of like intellectually, so next up, believe that this is the last question. I believe, unless I refresh this. Let me try. Okay, let me try to refresh it just really quick. Okay, I guess that is all. I guess this will be the last question then. All right, last question. Were you a huge Nintendo DS fan? Yes, definitely a huge Nintendo DS fan. As a matter of fact, I both have the DS, the old DS, the DSi, and the 3DS. I have all of them. I am a huge Nintendo DS fan, super huge, because I believe that Nintendo DS is a system, is a console, it's a handheld console that if we're talking about innovation, if we're talking about like risking risking it all uh for the sake of like innovation, the Nintendo DS takes the cake in terms of like risking it all for innovation, because they have done a lot of things for that handheld console that are very unconventional, but it just works. Now, not all of them works, but most of them works. I believe the 3D feature for Nintendo 3DS is something that shouldn't be needed. It's not really needed, nor it adds anything to the console at all. It's just a gimmick, which is something that Nintendo always does, is to do gimmicks. Honestly, um, but everything else is innovative, like the double screen, where one screen is like a touch screen or that you can use with a pen and whatnot, which gives a lot of games like a lot of developers to come up with these unique games with unique gameplay mechanics that involves the touch screen and whatnot, unique gameplay elements to other franchises that are otherwise that have like already have these conventional gameplay systems in place. But since they added like the touchscreen feature, it added like another gameplay element to it that either enhanced the feature or added like a new interesting gameplay mechanic to it. There are games that are just wholly unique and completely revolved around the fact that the Nintendo DS is designed the way it is, which is a double screen and the touchscreen feature. A lot of games capitalize on that aspect and that gimmick at first, but it was like became an integral part of the system, which makes it unique for itself. Uh, that is what I really liked about the Nintendo DS system. Now I do love the PlayStation Portable, definitely love it. Uh, but the thing about the PlayStation Portable is, if you think about it, and if you look at like, at the critical level, the critical aspect of it, you just see like a miniaturized PlayStation, basically. It's handheld and ready to go. That's really what the PlayStation Portable is, and it is on the name itself. Really, it's on the name itself. Literally on the name itself, like PlayStation Portable. It's a portable PlayStation. So what they did to the PSP, although I love the heck of out of the PlayStation Portable, I really love that handheld console. Um, if you compare it to the Nintendo DS in terms of like innovation, uh, it's not really innovating anything. It's just miniaturizing the system to be handheld. Uh, it's not like even the Game Boy, where the Game Boy literally set the trend or pioneered technically what a handheld console should be. It's not the first, but it set literally the trend for it. It set the fundamentals of what a handheld console should be. You know, in the later iterations like the Color, Game Boy Mini, even the Game Boy Advance, just built on that basic pioneering foundation of what a handheld console should be, and just built on top of it. Improve improve the foundation, you know. But the Nintendo DS is something that Nintendo did to try to capitalize on their strength, which is innovating the way people play a system, or the way people play, you know. And that's also what I like about Nintendo in general, as well, as a game company, or as a yeah, as a gaming empire. That's what I liked about Nintendo as well, is the fact that every time that they do something, it's all about doing their own shit. It's like really doing just their own shit. Although some capacity, at some aspect, it kind of works against them, but most of the time, it works with them. That all they are doing is like trying out these new systems and taking risks that otherwise other gaming companies like Sony or Microsoft wouldn't take otherwise. Nowadays, Nintendo is that type of company wherein they are taking risks and reaping the rewards because of it. Um, like the Switch, it's something that they innovated as well with the dock and the removable controllers, the screen, the handheld to the TV system. All of those are like Nintendo setting the trend again, with handheld console gaming. And that's what I really love about Nintendo, and this is a great aspect that the Nintendo DS had, which is I really really love it. How I really love the system, and it has Ace Attorney. So that's it. Ace Attorney, which is a series that I really love to play. I have played almost all of the games, and it started with the Nintendo DS, and I loved it ever since. So anyway, I guess that's it. I guess that's it for our questions. No more questions here. But again, I will be keeping open my telonym. What I just did is, what I did is just answer the questions that I was not able to answer on the telonym page itself. But this doesn't mean that I'll be closing down my telonym profile. I will still keep it open, so you can always send questions to me, and I will be answering them. I definitely know now how to actually share it on Twitter, so that's why if you have like any questions and whatnot, you can go ahead and post it on my telonym page, or maybe you can tweet on me directly, and I will answer them as a tweet as well. But I wanted to have it anonymous. Here's the link. There you go. Here's the link. So go ahead and follow it. As post a anonymous question there, and I will be able to answer them if I can. Okay. So how long have I been streaming? 3 hours. Okay. So here's the thing though. I know. Well, I know that this is like a rather short stream, but not so short either. We did some things. We answered some questions. We set our goals for the next year, for 2023, and we also have some plans that we set up as well. So we did a little bit of a retrospective from the past year as well, and also made some plans for the future as well. So we did that, and unfortunately, I would have to go because I would need to get lots of sleep, because I'll be doing a lot of things later, personal on my IRL personal side, I will be doing a lot of errands and whatnot, and I need to save as much energy as I wanted. I really want to stream a little bit longer than the usual. I really wanted to, believe me, but it's just that I just had to do a lot of things off stream. So I'm really sorry about this, and it's a shame because this will be our last stream for the year. It's kind of like it's a little bit of a shame that will be a last stream for the year, and I would have to cut it here. I really wanted to stream that a little bit longer, but I can't. But probably by next year, on January, I'll be doing a very long stream as well. Once I do my errands and whatnot, once I free up my schedules and whatnot, and be able to stream again, I'll be streaming a little bit longer than usual for the next year. So anyway, I would like to say, for this final stream of the year 2023, thank you so much for those who followed, and for those who believed in me and be entertained by me. For those who gave me a follow, who watched me over these months since I started last September, I really appreciate you. For those who chatted and participated, talked with me, even on Twitter, interacted with me on Twitter, and people that I interacted to on Twitter, Discord, and whatnot. For those who I collab with, I do thank you for the experience. I really do appreciate it, and it's something that I would keep in me as a as an experience, as a lesson to be a better streamer, a better person for the next year and beyond. I really do appreciate all the support that I got so far. For these 45 followers that I have, I really do appreciate it, and I hope that we will be able to grow further. Again, I thank you for all of you. You know who you are. Even if you're not listening right now, even if you're listening way later, I really, really do appreciate it. I'm not crying. Not crying. No, no, definitely not crying. Definitely not. Definitely not. Believe me, I'm not crying. But I do appreciate it. It's really. I'm really happy that people believed and still believe in me. That I'll be able to like do this as a hobby. I'll be able to like share my passions without the worries of like how I look or how I sound or how I act. It's something that whenever I get followers, I really really do appreciate it. All of these follows that I am getting, I have got over the course of the months that I had. I really do appreciate it. It really sticks with me because it's something that that I see as proof that people support. People support whatever this thing that I'm doing right now, and believe in me. And hopefully, we'll be able to grow the community in the next coming months, even years to come, and we'll be able to accomplish things, not only the ones that we listed down earlier, but the ones that we will be doing in the next coming years, no matter what it is. And I hope that you too, whoever is watching right now, whether you were watching live or you were watching through a VOD or whatever, or you're watching later, way later, after the stream ended, anywhere in the future, if you're able to watch this part, all I can say is whatever you wanted to do, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and start. And believe me, you can do it. Once you're started, you'll know what it's like. You'll realize that This is actually fun. This is actually easy. It's not for you. It's not for you. But at least you tried, and that's the thing. And that's what's important. At least you tried. And again, whatever your wishes, your goals, your plans, your aspirations, even your resolutions, even though I don't believe in resolutions, even if you have even resolutions, if you do have them, I hope that you'll be able to meet them with flying colors. That's basically my wish for everyone for this coming year and the years beyond. Is whatever you wanted to achieve, you'll be able to achieve them. I believe. I believe in you. Believe me who believes in you. Right? Okay? So yeah, that will be our final stream for 2023, and I guess I'll be seeing you guys in January. I will be posting my stream, my next stream on Twitter. So go ahead and follow me on Twitter. That's twitter.com/ryushinden. Go ahead and give me a follow there so you'll be notified whenever I come back to stream. I will be taking a New Year's vacation, but I will be definitely posting on Twitter once I go back on streaming. And again, uh, look forward for I look forward for more streams to come and more shenanigans to come here at our Brave Base. And hopefully we can meet more Braves as we go along. So with that, this is me, Ryu Shinden, salaryman by day, armored fighter by night, and also VTuber, or whenever my work schedules allow me, saying, I'm signing off now for this year. And as always, brave on. Bye bye. Bye bye. See you next year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.